What do you think influenced who you are? Who made you strong?
The good old Lord, good Lord that made me strong.
Yeah. Any people that you admire?
That would make me stronger?
That you admire.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
All your kids. And, why?
My kids?
Oh, your kids, my kids,
Yeah.
they're all one family.
Yeah.
That's right. So, what else you want to know?
But like when you were growing up, what family people in your family did you admire?
Well, Josie and I was very close.
Mm-hmm.
Very close. My brother Frank was close too. They're the closest ones.
Mm-hmm. What kind of things would you do?
Hmm?
What would you do together?
Well, we were growing up together. Just everything. Everything we did was Josie and I. We did together. I can't remember every little thing we did, but we did things.
Did you have chores?
Did have what?
Chores?
No, you means to help
Mm-hmm.
do things? I don't. At that time, you didn't have them. We didn't know talk about that.
You
That I
didn't.
had chores or not. But well, I used to try to. If you call trying to crochet and do things like that, is that what you mean? Yeah, I tried that. I tried that. My mother would try to teach us, but not much. She had too much to do with the kids, to do with the family that to help us out. We didn't get no help from nobody. What we learned our own. So that's the story.
So what did you learn?
What do you mean?
Well, you said what we learned our own.
Well, everything we did, we learned on our own. I mean, you know what I mean?
Did you ever have a scary thing that happened?
Scary thing? When the Ku Klux came around, yeah, that scared me very much.
You remember that well.
Oh, I could remember it. Them coming down the street at 9 o'clock, all in white cap. You know how Ku Klux.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody turned their lights off. Nobody had the lights on. And I looked through the window to see them. And no, I went outside and seen them. That's where I went. I went outside to see them.
Mm.
So the next day, then they came over to everybody's house and tore up the house, just like they owned it.
Tore it up?
Tore it up. They were whatever they saw, they did. And my mother did. I've told you about it. My mother hadn't the guns in her pocket. I told you about that. And the Ku Klux says, "You got anything in your pocket?" He said, no, "You know what? My mother couldn't talk English." He says, "It's none of your business." And they didn't touch her because she was really. She was, you know what I mean? How shall I say it? Even though she couldn't speak English, she made herself understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to touch me, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So then there was the manure, you know how we had cows. And my mother and dad used to throw the manure out on the side because he'd have a ground to put it down the ground and make the dirt richer. And the plants would be beautiful, you know, more. So she said he felt something hard in the manure, you know. And he hollered, this guy hollered and said, "Oh, I found something, I found one." So they start digging. So my mother says to them, in Italian. Do the whole, and she showed, she, how do you say it? She couldn't talk, so she talked with her hands. She says to them in Italian, do it, take a shovel and put it all over here because I need it to get all over the ground. Well, after my mother said that to them, they quit. They didn't do it at all because they knew that there was nothing there. She was anxious for them to do the ground, to throw it down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
They were smart too. They figured, why should we do it? Because you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. They understand what she was doing.
What's going on right now?
What?
And this is going on.
This?
Your phone.
It is?
It's lit up.
Oh, that's just doing that.
What is causing it?
It's just taking a picture.
And while I'm talking, they got it all down?
Sure.
Oh my gosh. That's about it. I remember whenever the Ku Klux came during the night, there was a big parade. Boy, you should see them all in white. They were walking down the street all in white. And you could see it during the dark, and they had white outfits. And everybody was in the house. Nobody went outside. But I went out there to see what they looked like. That was terrible. I did. I think my sister Josie did too. She came out with me.
What, did your parents let you out? Did they know?
Yeah, they just was our yard, I stayed by myself. And then, when that happened, my mother's brother came here in St. Louis, from St. Louis. He was not married. He was a single fellow, good-looking guy. And he came there just because the Ku Klux were going to come out. And they came out, and they weren't at my house. Him and my dad would walk around the outside, say like you're going off for a walk. They wouldn't bother you, So he would walk down the street with him and stand around the house so they could see what was going on. They knew the Ku Klux were coming every house, Of course, they didn't do nothing, but they didn't do nothing with us. But after my mother told him to dig that manure and spread it out, she showed it with her hands how to do it. And right away they figured, she's smarter than we are. So they quit. They quit right away. They says, stopped.
They must have really wondered where that wine was hidden.
At nighttime. Well, when they first came in, you ever heard of the Ku Klux Klan?
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
They came at nighttime, and they were all in white.
Mm-hmm.
They got all white outfits with caps and everything. And they looked like clowns walking down the streets. So, all in white. I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Did they say anything?
No.
Did they chant? Did they have burning crosses?
Nothing. They didn't have nothing going on.
They just walked.
They walked up. Oh, they had lanterns, they were holding lights. And you could see them with the lights on, because they had lights with them. And all in white. They were all in the Ku Klux Klans.
When they knocked on the door, did they have guns?
Huh?
Did they have guns when they came into people's houses?
No. If they had them, nobody knew it.
They didn't shoot anyone,
No,
or
they didn't shoot
they
nobody.
said, "Give me your wine," or how did they get the?
Like they told my mother, she says, "Where's your wine at?" He told him. She says, I threw them away. My mother told him, I threw it away. She said, you come and me throw it away. So she couldn't speak English. What little bit she knew, she made them understand what she was talking about. So she told, and then they were digging out for, at the manures, they figured maybe they put it in the manure, because there was a big pile of stuff. That was good for the ground. Every year my mother would, not my mother, my dad would plow the ground and throw all this manure in there. And we had a beautiful garden for the spring on account of the
The manure.
So anyway,